This is the sacred Luxor 9. If you remember last video, there's two questions arise with us when I said that I claim that this 10 person, it's representing Narmar himself. He been depicted in the form of animation to represent 10 hours in the netherworld. And the other question also, when I spoke about why number 10, this one, although the artist or Narmar, as the Egyptologist said, he severed all the penis of the people except number 10. Today we talk about Narmar, how we prove that this one, in this 10 person, he is Narmar himself. We shall answer the first question. This 10 person, they are Narmar himself. When we look again carefully to the scene, the artist gave some artistic notion, proof that the 10 person in fact are still living and in the same time they are dead. Look how he's intelligent. He's very experienced. He's very clever, skillful man, because he gives the notion and its opposite in same time. How? Although each penis being severed, being cut, but they are depicted erected. Look. Yani when we said, according to the opinion of Vivian Davis and Friedman, that he put the penis after he cut it in the cap. But how we can accept that this people being killed and the penis erected? Okay? And the problem also he added to us to solve it, it's erected in two sides. How we can accept that? يبقى now, as I said, that he is clever artist. He gives the artistic notion and its opposite in same time. يعني these people he cut the head. Okay? يبقى they are dead. Anybody he look from the first sight, they are dead. But they still, their penis erected, يبقى they still alive. Above of all, the penis erected in two sides. يعني that's meaning, he like to tell me in indirect way, he staring the person, he moving him in two sides. How? Although the penis severed cut, but they are depicted erected, meaning they still living. Paradoxically, the penis erected in both sides, as if the artist he moving each person to two directions, front and back. So, to solve this artistic dilemma, we need to come back to what we said in the last video quick. We said, in this scene, it is a kind of simile. When we explain about the scene, we said kind of simile. All right? The artist used what I call image play. He resembled between the spending of each hour in the netherworld equal decapitated person. Yani when he cut the head, this is one person, it's equal, represent 1 hour time being passed. Okay. So, the 10 hour equal 10 person. And in other periods, there are many artists also expressed about the same simile, but in different way. I said also, one of these artists shows the hour as a woman. 10 goddesses guide the sun god whose faces belong to darkness and their back to light. When he told me here, the faces belong to darkness and the back to light, this is a message to me to understand that he liked to say the sun disk itself, its front face dark, its back its light. So we can conclude here that the face of the sun disk it's dark and its backside it's light, as each hour possesses a dark and a light side. Okay, this conception conform with the position of the 10 person, as all the first 8 being depicted with their back. When I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all depicted by their back. يبقى that's meaning there, because we are in another world now. Their back يبقى the sun is still shining, shining in the another world. When he liked to change the sun to come to rise in our life, he moved number 10, start to give me his face, his front. All right? And when the sun starts to set in the nether world, this conception conform with the position of the 10 persons. With the 9 also depicted with their faces, that refer to the beginning of the darkness in the nether world and the beginning of the rising of the sun in our life. So the conclusion here is, if this artist of Narmar expressed about course of the sun in the nether world through moving each body, but in same time he expressed about the course of the sun here and in the nether world in the same time, this is through the erection of the Venus in 2 sides. When he make the erection of the Venus of each one in 2 sides, he like to tell me, I move the person one time, his front give dark and his back give light, and I move him again. يبقى one time the sun rising in our life, one time the sun rising in the nether world. This is the solution of this problem of this erection of the Venus. One sign they refer to the nether world and the other to the life, meaning each one in the 10 person will show the position and its opposite of their position. For that, the rate of erection in each Venus in the 2 sides is equal. If you look carefully to the erection of each Venus in the 2 sides, the same. Exactly the same. Why? He like to tell me, if I explain the hour, the 6th hour in the nether world, it will repeat it the same exactly 6 hours in our life. If I explain the 4 hours in the nether world, it will repeat it the same exactly in our life. This is the reason he keeps the rate of the erection in the 2 sides of the Venus the same. Meaning the state of each hour is repeated here and hereafter. It is clear now why the artist gave some artistic notion proves that the 10 person in fact are living in the same time they are dead and in the same time they are alive. If we come now to answer the question when I claim that this 10 persons they are Narmar himself and he been repeated 10 times to represent 10 hours in the nether world, kind of the art of animation. How we prove that this man he is Narmar? So Nusert is the first. We speak about 1965 BC. He is the second king of the 12th dynasty. He gave proof that the 10 decapitated person They are one person, and he is Narmar himself. How? We are now in a place called Al-Lisht. It is necropolis including the pyramid complex of the first and the second king of the 12th dynasty. Amenemhat the first and his son Senusert the first. The location in Lisht, located on the west bank of the Nile, about 50 kilometers south of Cairo. On the 21st of October 1894, the French archaeologist Gustave Jacquier and the Swiss archaeologist Joseph-Étienne Gautier discovered 10 statues in a hiding place, laying on their side, arranged and intertwined or intertwist. These statues without any trace of deformation. They are complete. They laying in a kind of room open to the east. Its 3 walls of the room about 1 meter thick. The statues represent King Senusert the first, the second king of the 12th dynasty, 1965 BC. He ruled 45 years. Sitting on a colossal throne. This is the statue after they clean it, like that in Cairo Museum. Sitting in a colossal throne, the seat on which the king sits is a symbol, almost cubic mold, resting on a base and equipped with a very low back. Very low back, this one. The colors are still easily distinguishable, although they have faded over time. At the entrance to this room, there was the beginning of a 2-meter deep well, the unfinished work in which had stopped. This is the 2 Egyptologists found this. Look here, this is the original photo, how they found this 10 statue. Diagram of them here. If we look, I like to mention here the opinion of these 2 Egyptologists before I talk myself and I give my opinion. What they said about this 10 statue. Now I am trying to prove that the 10 beheaded person in the palette of Narmar, they are Narmar himself repeated 10 times to represent 10 hours. Okay? What is the opinion of these 2 Egyptologists about these 10 statues of Senusert the first? They said, historically and artistically, these 10 statues are interesting, and all are similar in their general features. They are similar in the general feature. Exactly looks like when you look to this 10 of Narmar, they are similar in general feature. He said also the heads, which at first glance seem to be portraits, the heads, very natural, full of life and expression, do not give us a complete resemblance. He speaks about the head, do not give us a complete resemblance. Exactly looks like the heads here. When I spoke about the head, if you remember, I said if you look carefully to each head, sometimes you found big nose, sometimes a small nose, all different because it's dependent on the movement of the head in each time. By looking at them carefully, side by side, he said, we realize that they all differ. Although, look, when you look to them now in Egyptian museum, you seem all the same. But if you look carefully, you will find the difference. We shall show. All differ, at least in detail. He said all differs in details. The general impression is the same. The feature and the expression are never similar. Again, the features and expression are never similar, and they are right. Exactly the same explanation of that, of Narmar. And contrary to the Egyptian custom, which shows us that men are almost always painted red, the body was covered with a yellow dye here. It's often, yeah, we know this is something it's been known before the Egyptologists, that they show often the body of any king, of any person, it's red, except that. He said here also, the beard and eyebrows were black, the eyes were red, and the fabric were of various and bright colors, so much so that they finally said, should we conclude that these are imaginary heads due only to the imagination of the artist? We know nothing, he said at the end, we know nothing about the original destination of these statues. In this case, I explained to you what these two Egyptologists said about this 10 statue, what they found. But at the end they said, we know nothing about the original destination of this statue. In the same time, they give me all the quality what I said for the 10 of Narmar. Okay? Now, if we like to make a comparison, we compare between this 10 and this 10. I repeat again, all this talk today to prove that this one Narmar. Although the time difference between them, يعني this is here 3100 BC. This is 1965 BC. Look how the span long between them. It is more than 1,000 years between both. And the same artistic notion being repeated. 1,000 years at least and more. 3100 BC, 1965 BC, more of 1,000, and the same notion being repeated. The artistic notion is still alive and was repeated by Senusert the First. If we apply the opinion of the two scholars, Gustave Jacquier and Etienne Gautier, about the 10 statue of Senusert, if we apply this on the scene of Narmar, the same exactly. What they said here, we can apply in the same scene. We confirm the complete similarity. For example, although all are similar in their general feature, but do not give us complete resemblance. Now, I mention again what they said to apply here. Yani when they said, although all are similar in their general feature, but do not give us any complete resemblance. Looks like here. Exactly. Because all differ in detail. If we look carefully to the detail here, different than the detail. Each one different than the detail of the other. When you come back to my last video, I explain all the detail of this scene, and I make even I show the difference between each one. I spoke about each one alone. As we said on the last video on the 10 of Narmar, that the artist, although the heads minusculous, very tiny in scale, but are carefully carved with beards, eyes, and eyebrow. This is just to show the differences in the small detail. يعني when I mention for you this opinion for Friedman and Vivian Davis, although the head is very small, very tiny, but the artist, he show all the little detail. Why? Because he like to show you the movement. I move the head each time like that, so each part of the head should be changed in its design. In this detail we found there is a long nose and a short nose, I said before. The size of the bodies differed clearly, I said this before. Where some bodies are characterized by thinner waist, I said before. The angles also of the feet are different, we said this before. All heads are in different orientation. The general impression, they said at the end, the general impression is the same. The feature and the expression are never similar. This is what they said. So, in this case, it is to say that this artist used the animation art also here, and he considering each person represent the sun disk itself, and the artist to move this one person gradually step by step, and each step equal 1 hour like the sun disk. In the similarity is these three statues are not the same. Look now. If we like to show also the difference in detail, looks like when we explain the detail on Narmar, we show some difference in detail. We choose these three statues. Look for the first one. Shorter and smaller. This is the highest. This is big one. More higher. Okay? This is the smaller one. And the base on his feet, look the base. Very short. And look his feet doesn't, it's covers the whole base. And here different. Very long base. More short base. And the feet here inside just lean on his throne. Look, a lot of different, يعني short, medium, higher, and also a lot of thing in the fabric, in his tunic, a lot of thing in this. But I show you something general now. Different between this and this and this. This is very visible. Look, the base, very short and small. And the feet cover all the base. Base long and wide. Base short and thick. Wide and thin. Short and thick. The feet different than the feet here. This is a little difference. It's represent the exactly looks like the 10 in Narmar when he move the person step by step. It's to represent 1 hour. Looks like the sun disk move itself 1 hour, 1 hour. So the part of the body in the statue, it's a change when he depicted. When I said before, if you look to the heads in Narmar, sometime long nose, sometime short nose, the same here repeated. Short and small, longer. This is something different in the detail. So the two Egyptologists, in what they said, they are right in that. This description appeared already that the lower row of the 5 persons in Narmar are smaller, while the 5 in the top are tall. Yani when I spoke in Narmar, I said they are this the lower 5, short, tall. Here, small, short, tall. Okay? Now, what is looks like? Yani we have to ask ourselves here. Why the artist of the Narmar, he spend all this time in hard stone to carve it, take long time from him, and it's a few material, it's very few material in his hand, unless the subject is very important for them. The same idea being repeated by Senusert the first after 1000 years by himself. يعني now the statue here, Senusert the first, he told me clearly, I represent the sun disk myself, because he makes the 10 in the form of his character. The differences between Narmar and Senusert is Narmar expresses the 10 hour. Now, okay, we shall to see the difference between them. What is the difference in 10 hour here and the difference in 10 hour here? In Narmar, he expresses the 10 hours in the netherworld. The 10 hour of the sun, when the sun in the netherworld, not in our life. Narmar. But Senusert expresses the 10 hour in our life, when the sun in our life rising and sunshine. This is the difference between them. How we know that? This can be seen that Narmar began the first hour in number 1, this one, in southeast. If we put this under cardinal point now, north, south, east, west. We start by number 1. This is the southeast. And southeast, as we said, that Horus the elder, he created the square of the sun under the 3 hills of Al-Bayadiyah and east of Luxor, in the southeast of the first corner of the square, southeast, okay, which is the place where the sun rising between the 3 hills of Al-Bayadiyah east of Luxor, while the sun set, while Senusert began from number 1 in northwest. Northwest, this is the place of the sunset as above the peak of Kurna, northwest of Luxor. Look that way. He's in Narmar, he start here, southeast, okay? But Senusert, he start here, northwest, from here, and he come like that. But Senusert began from number 1 in northwest, the place where the sun set above the peak of Kurna mountain in the west bank of Luxor. Both artists move each statue in rotated movement, step by step, equal 1 hour each step. But for Narmar artist, he depends on the theory of the front face of the person. The front face of the person is dark and the back is light. Okay? In the case of Senusert, he don't depend on this conception. يعني in Narmar, when we show that the first 8 person back, and the front, يعني shine, and the start to sunset. But here, this man, Senusert, he don't depend on this conception. He depend on the direction of the body, left side of the body, left side. In the case of Senusert, the artist depend on the left side of the statue is the light, as the word the left and the east in language are the same. The east here indicated to the location of the rising of the sun, while the right side is the darkness, as the word right and the west in the language are the same. The west here indicated to the location of sunset. The artist also depend on the inversion. If you remember, I don't know exactly in which number in the series, when I explain the scene from the book of the earth, which consisted of the star and the circle, and the star and the circle it's been thrown from up, and at the top he gave me the circle with the head of the falcon inverted. I think you remember something like that. The man here also, beside, he depends on the conception of left side and the right side he also depends on the inversion of the sun disk. ولذلك if you look carefully here, look, all left side, but different in movement. Look the movement how. Looks like exactly here. Each one not like the same. And here he start to inverted gradually, come to the right side inverted, right side. Now he like to invert it to bring it back as sunshine. He give me the left side again. Okay? Here also the artist also depend on the inversion of the statue, which indicated to the inversion of the sun disk when enter to the netherworld. Sonocert, at the end of his 10, he like to tell me the sunshine on my life, and at the end I make it sunset to start to shine again, to rising again in the netherworld. When he give me this, the same of the 5 in the top with the left hand side of the statue, which indicated to the inversion. For that, in the top row of Sonocert, all statue shows the onlooker their left hand side, because it's still sun shining in our life. And the inversion started in statue 6, look, then extended gradually to 7 and 8. The big point of similarity between both scene is number 9 in both, this one and this one. In Narmar, number 9 start to turn the whole body to its frontal face. Number 9, he like now to show the darkness on the netherworld. Okay? Frontal face, indicating to the starting of the darkness in netherworld. While number 9 here of Sonocert start to make full inversion to regain the left hand side in the form of 10 towards the onlooker. يبقى in this case, if we like to compare in also easy way to make it easy for understanding, this 10 person and 10 person, 10 hour and the 10 hour, 10 hour in netherworld, after hereafter, 10 hour here. Here he depend on how he shows the light and how he shows the darkness. When he show me the back of the person, it's light. The front of the person, it's darkness. Now the first 8 person back, meaning still the sunshine on the netherworld. When he start to the darkness, the sunset on the netherworld, he start to make number 9 start to turn him to give me his face. Okay? Here, this 10 hours also in our life, he start from 1, 2, 3, 4. He depend on, not on the front or the back of the statue. No, he depend on the side of the statue, the left or the right. Why? I said because the left and the east in the language are the same. This is indicated that he like to tell me this is the left side, meaning sunshine. When he come here, he start to gradually, step by step, to inverted. يعني the starting of inverted, it is the starting of the fading of the sun to come to be sunset in number 9, and come again with the left hand side to rise, sunrise in the netherworld. All right, this is the difference between them. يبقى in this case, if Narmar he make himself in this 10 beheaded person, but Sonocert he make himself in 10 statue. From what? From this 10 statues, they are from limestone. We can estimate how the ancient Egyptian, how they worship Horus the elder, how they are keen to repeat it, all what he did in the creation of the sun. Yani you can imagine with me, as long when we comment about the difficulty of the artist here of Narmar, why he spent his long time to do that, why he obliged to show me all the detail. The same here, why this man he make 10 big statue like that, take long time from him. What is the message he like to tell us? Of course, should be important message. The message is he represents 10 hours of the sun shining in our life, and at the end the sun being converted or inverted to be sunrise again in the another world. The corner of the square of the sun in the creation and its direction were expressed by Ramses II. Often I said that the Egyptologists, they don't deal with the ancient Egyptian civilization as one unit. No. And this is a big problem. يعني when I show you one artistic notion, after 1,000 it's been repeated. Can I show you after 3,000 being repeated? The same. Looks like the Egyptian, they walk in one line in their life. Just one line, and in this line they established everything. Why they repeated the same artistic notion from after 1,000 years? Why? Unless it's very important for them in their life. Ramses II, he expressed and he gave me architecturally, he showed me the corner of the square in his courtyard in the temple of Luxor, and I explained this before. Ramses followed the theme of the sequence, I said. This is the course I spoke about this before, but I have to bring it now to support the opinion what I am saying. He followed the theme of the sequence of adding a column. يعني as example, this is the courtyard of Ramses II in the temple of Luxor. His architect back in Khonsu, what he followed, because he liked to show me just the direction of the four corner of the square, the direction of them. يعني you can imagine big, huge building like that. How many column? Look, a lot of big column and high column and big wall and the two tower. All this huge subject, huge construction, just to show us the direction of the square. What a square in their life. He used the sequence of the number of the column to draw the attention. يعني when we know that before, when we said before, how is the elder he start the square from southeast corner. ادي southeast corner here, the southeast corner of the courtyard. How many column? 2 by 5, 10 by the yellow. And the second corner, the southwest. We come to the southwest. How many column? 2 by 6. يبقى he added one more to draw your attention. يعني he like to tell you from here to here, from southeast to southwest, and after from southwest to northwest. How many column by the red? 2 by 7. 2 by 7. يعني for 5, 6, 7, and take you to the northeast. How many column? 2 by 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here برضه here big problem in 8. Why? He don't stop 7. لا 8. He like to tell you come back again. Sun come back again to work again every day. Sunshine. Okay? يعني when Ramses, you have to imagine huge building like that just to show me the direction of the corner of the square. What a square. All right? If we come back also to Senusert the First again, this is his big pyramid in Lisht, and around his pyramid there is 2 enclosure wall, one around the pyramid, one outer. Inside the outer enclosure, look what he did. He built 9 small pyramids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you remember when we talk about the Great Pyramid of Cheops, and he erected 3 small pyramids beside his big pyramid, and we explained that the 3 indicated to the 3 hill of Al Bayadiyah, and this big pyramid it's indicated to the high peak of the mountain of Qurna. Here, it's not enough for him to show the 10 hour in the form of 10 statue. That he make a 10 hour also with the big pyramid, with his big pyramid. يعني 9 small pyramid. طبعا it's been said by Egyptologists this pyramid for the royal ladies. يعني the first one for his wife Neferu. Okay? But برضو a lot of pyramids they don't found anybody being buried inside this. If we come back to Senusert the first, he besides the expression about the 10 hour in the life, he also expressed about the 10 hours architecturally. How? There are 2 enclosure walls around his pyramid. 1, 2. Between the 2 enclosure, he built 9 small pyramids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? For the royal ladies, these 9 with his big pyramids can be expression about the 10 hour of the sun in the life also. Especially when he built around each small pyramid its own enclosure except number 9 and number 8 and 9. What I like to say here, يعني each small pyramid have its enclosure except 9 and 8 they have shared in one enclosure. He like to draw the attention. يعني شوف number 8 and 9. شوف number 8 and 9 here. The movement of the inversion start here. The sharp inversion start here between number 8 and 9. 8 and 9 here, look, they touch themselves by the two hands. 8 and 9. And the 8 and 9 pyramids here, the only 2 pyramids in one enclosure. Yani he like to draw our attention. They are near to each other. There is something happened in these 2 hours. These 2 hours, it's near to each other. Okay? 8 and 9, 8 and 9, 8 and 9. The same artistic notion being repeated. With just one enclosure, and also compare the relationship between 8 and 9 here and 8 and 9 in the beheaded scene in the Narmar and 8 and 9 in the statue. You can compare. There is something between them, 8 and 9. We find all have same feature which support our what we said. Now, after we show you how Senusert the first, the second king of the 12th dynasty, he built or he carved 10 limestone statue for him to represent 10 hours of the sun disk in our life. He also repeated the same artistic notion of Narmar, but the difference between them, Narmar, he explains the 10 hours of the sun disk in the netherworld, but here, Senusert the first, he explains the 10 hours in our life. From all of that, we prove now, and we give more proof that this 10 person, the beheaded in Narmar, is Narmar himself. Looks like now he is Senusert himself in the 10 statue. Thank you.